Slash and Cast.
Halloween, the season for horror movies. Today's episode is a real treat for horror fans. We're diving deep into not one, but two iconic film series that have sent shivers down our spines for years. Join us as we journey through the sinister streets of Haddonfield with the Halloween film series, specifically the H2O timeline.
We will also be unlocking the secrets of the Puppet Master franchise, specifically the enigmatic André Toulon and his deadly creations. It's a double dose of terror and suspense. Whether you're a slasher film aficionado or a puppetry connoisseur, this episode has something spine-chilling for everyone.
So grab your popcorn, turn down the lights, and join us as we explore the dark and twisted worlds of Halloween and Puppet Master. It's a showdown of scares and a masterclass in cinematic horror.
Welcome to another episode of the Cabinet of Dr. Mystery. This is Dr. Mystery, and I'm your host, Cam.
I tried to create living zombies.
Reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
God, give me strength.
All I got to do is relax, and they'll take me to their death.
Last chance to evacuate Earth before it is recycled.
This is a wicked, wicked world.
We are all evil in some form or another.
Welcome to another episode of the Cabinet of Dr. Mystery. Joined with me, as always, is Cam.
Hi, that's me.
Yeah, that's him. He's over there, if you didn't know. He's with me in the studio, and we're having a lot of fun. Before you start talking about Puppet Master, I'm going to open another beer. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Those dinosaurs are phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Every time I lose my mind. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a poem about them. The beautiful dinosaur beer. All the young people cheer for the dinosaur beer. The old folks, too. Them and their poo. They cheer for the dinosaur beer.
Regular Edgar Allan Poe over here.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Ooh.
Ew. Poo. Ew.
How much do you know about Puppet Master before we start?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
Just the
nothing.
fact that you said there's puppets.
All right. I have a feeling there's a lot of people out there who have never maybe know of the Puppet Master series, but probably haven't watched it.
Before you mentioned it, I had never heard of it.
Really?
I had never seen any posters of it. I had never seen any clips of it. I had never seen any images of it. I still have only heard the word Puppet Master and Nazis.
Oh my God. Okay. So my introduction to the Puppet Master was actually from back in the 90s when you would go to the movie store before the days of DVD, when it was still VHS in the locally owned video store.
The Blockbuster with the slide, or like
no, it wasn't even a Blockbuster.
lower than that?
It was called Talkies.
Okay.
It was.
I mean, I guess not lower, but you know.
It was a locally owned video store, right? And they had VHS. And me and my friend, it was only like 2 blocks away from the elementary school we went to, so we would stop by there usually when we were walking home from school, and we'd always go and sneak into the horror section just to look at the covers of the covers of the fucking horror movies,
Right?
and I can picture it in my head. The cover of the Puppet Master movies was just so, I wanted to watch them so bad, but needed to have an adult rent them for you.
Right.
And my parents were not going to rent me horror movies, not like that. Maybe Gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a horror comedy.
I wasn't allowed to watch Gremlins, so you
No,
got one
I
up on me.
actually, I didn't even bother asking my parents because, I didn't think it was going to happen. But
Yeah.
I did have a friend whose dad had the satellite hooked up to a VCR,
Mhm.
and he would record movies off of satellite cable, whatever. And he had them all recorded on these VHSs in this trunk. He had a binder with all of the movie titles on them, numbered, labeled. It was like his own. His house was like a movie rental store, but you could watch anything. So
One thing that I want to plug really quickly here is physical media.
yeah,
I met someone recently, and you met his partner. So we're actually going to do something cool with him soon. And we're going to talk about horror movies again.
mm-hmm.
But one thing that he has really shown me is the value of physical media.
Yeah,
Some people have poked fun at how many physical board games that I have, how many physical copies of video games and DVDs and books that I have. But physical media should never die.
no, nope. I don't even have a VCR, and I still own VHSs that I had when I was a kid because
I really want to get a VCR.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Physical media.
yes, physical media. Support your local video store if you have one,
Oh my God. If you have one, pray to God that it never closes.
or your local record store,
Or both.
or both,
Or everything physical
Yeah.
media.
or your local artists who are still releasing physical media.
Support.
It is very important.
That's not what I said, but yes, it is important
to support.
to support. It's important to support.
It's important to support. Seeing these covers of these movies, I wanted to watch them so bad. But I never actually got a chance to watch them until 10 years ago when I managed to find the Puppet Master collection on DVD. So it's the first 9 movies in the Puppet Master series
In one set?
in one set.
Nice.
9 movies on 2 DVDs. So there's no commentary track. There's no subtitles even. It's literally just like you bought a VHS. You can rewind it and fast forward it. So Puppet Master, it is a low budget horror franchise full of continuity errors, terrible special effects, and choreography. Characters that can't decide whether they are good guys or bad guys. Nazis, Egyptian gods, necromancy, psychics, paranormal investigators, and of course, puppets. And I love it. So there are 14 main series Puppet Master movies, as well as a crossover with the Demonic Toys series.
What are the demonic toys?
So Demonic Toys is another horror series by Full Moon Pictures, which
Mhm.
is the production company that makes Puppet Master as well.
Okay.
As far as I know, I've never actually watched any of the Demonic Toys movies, but from what I've gotten from the little bits that I've seen of it, it's basically a group of toys sent to Earth by a demon to murder people.
Okay. Sounds fun.
Yeah. It's very, very schlocky B horror.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another thing I should mention about the Demonic Toys crossover,
Mm-hmm.
it has Corey Feldman in it.
Ah.
So since there are, like I said, 15 movies, I'm not going to be talking about all of them, especially because a lot of them have major continuity errors that completely ruin any sense of a timeline. The main problem with this timeline issue with the Puppet Master movies happens in the very first Puppet Master movie. The movies don't happen in a consistent timeline. The first movie takes place in present day, which
Right.
was when the movie came out, so 1989.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one takes place immediately after the first one, so we're still in the 90s. 3 takes place in the 1940s, right? It's near, I can't remember if it's pre-World War II or no, I think it's pre-World War II. Then Puppet Master 4 and 5 take place in the 2000s. Puppet Master 6 is, when does that one? I think that one's back in the like 60s. Like it jumps all over the
Right.
freaking place, right? It's really hard to keep track of. But what I'm going to be talking about is the story of André Toulon and the origin of the puppets. Before I talk about that, though, I definitely recommend watching each movie in this franchise except for Puppet Master Legacy, which it's entirely made up of scenes from previous films, trying to tie together some sort of a timeline or some sort of a coherent structure for the series, but it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense, and unless you've never seen another Puppet Master movie, it's a clip show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, even if you have seen all the Puppet Master movies, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like a highlight reel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you only wanted to watch one Puppet Master movie and you wanted an idea of what happens in the series, maybe watch that one. But even so, I think there's only like 20 minutes total of new footage, and it's just two people standing in a room talking at each other. Everything else is just shots from other movies.
It's like a YouTube recap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm only going to be talking about 2 of the movies, like I said, but I'll just give you a basic 1-sentence summary of what each of the other movies are about. So we got Puppet Master 1. It's a group of psychics. They meet at the Bodega Bay Inn, which is a important location for the series. A group of psychics meets at the Bodega Bay Inn, and they're murdered by puppets. Puppet Master 2, a group.
It's usually what happens when I check into a motel.
Puppet Master 2, a group of psychics meet at the Bodega Bay Inn and are murdered by puppets.
I'm sensing a trend.
Although, when I get to the end of the André Toulon, I am going to have to go back, talk a little bit about what happens in Puppet Master 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to be talking about Puppet Master 3. Puppet Master 4 and 5, we have the Egyptian god Sutek sends demonic creatures to Earth to kill anyone with knowledge of the secret of animation, and a scientist working on AI experiments discovers the puppets, and they join him to defeat the demons.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
4 and 5 is basically a back-to-back sequel. So they are one that you could watch as a standalone 2-movie part.
And in this one, the puppets are kind of heroes.
Yes. This is what I was saying at the beginning, where characters can't decide whether they're good guys or bad guys.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah, in the first 2, the puppets are the
Murderers.
bad guys, right?
Yeah, the evil
Then
murderers.
in number 3, which is one that I'm going to be talking about, they kind of tell the origin of the puppets, and the puppets are now good guys. And
Okay.
then in 4 and 5, the puppets are good guys again. And then we got Puppet Master 6. A collector is in possession of the puppets and commissions a man to make a new puppet for his collection using magic blueprints. The man ends up putting his soul into the puppet, and the puppets murder the collector. So they go back to being bad guys again.
almost like the murderer in Chucky, right?
Yeah, kind of. And then, Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. The name says it all. And then also we have the, I'm going to be talking about Puppet Master Retro, Retro Puppet Master and Puppet Master 3. There are also, there's 3 movies in the Puppet Master Axis of Evil series, which is more or less the puppets versus the Nazis, which is it's a lot of fun. I was thinking about talking about them, but I realized that André Toulon dies off before they get to that point.
Okay.
And but definitely if you want to watch some puppets murdering Nazis, it's pretty fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
Fuck them
Maybe
bitches.
we'll watch some of those ones for our Halloween marathon.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
And then they've made a few.
I like Nazi killing. I'm here for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna watch Inglourious Bastards after this.
Yeah. The only problem is one of them has some pretty problematic racial stereotype puppets that get created.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is like early to mid 2000s.
Yeah, when people had no chill.
Yeah. And then there's also there is a new Puppet Master movie that just came out in the last couple of years that's supposed to be a reboot.
Okay.
And there is also a I believe it's called Puppet Master Dr. Death, which is about one of the puppets who gets into a nursing home and starts murdering old people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as metal as I thought. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is okay. All right. Hold up. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, no.
Let's analyze this.
Okay.
Number
I haven't
one.
seen it, so I can't tell you too much because I haven't seen it.
Number one. You're killing old people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like killing a dog.
Uh-huh.
People are not going to like it. Right? Anytime anybody kills a dog in a horror film, people talk shit. You know, I'm one of those people. Kill the people. Don't kill the animal. Right? Number two. How exciting would it be to actually kill an old person?
I don't know. Have you ever been a puppet?
You dead. Like, that's literally it. Or you just lay a pillow on top of them. You don't even need to apply pressure. You tip them out of the wheelchair down the stairs. How exciting would that movie be that they kill a bunch of old people? The kills in that would be like, oh, I left grandma in the tub and I didn't actually give her any support, so she just slipped in. That's it. That's the kill. And then the puppet's like, hi, bitch.
Oh. I just realized something, though, now that we're talking about this, because...
Now that we're talking about killing old people?
No, not that. Just as we were talking about this, I realized that there's another connection from these Puppet Master movies to the Halloween movies. Specifically, the 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Or 4, 5, 6.
Of the Halloween?
Yeah. The ones where it's her daughter.
Yes.
And you said they have like a psychic connection.
4, 5, and 6.
So one of the puppets, whose name is Blade.
Okay. Like the vampire? Like the half vampire?
I mean, his name is Blade, but he's a puppet that has knives for hands.
So close.
And
it's like Edward Scissorhands combined with Blade.
Okay. He's probably, if you've seen any of the puppets from Puppet Master, he's probably the one that you've seen. He's just got a blank, or not blank white face, but a white face with black like sockets for eyes. He looks eerily similar to a Michael Myers.
Interesting. Okay.
And he has his own standalone film in the series. I think it's called Blade Iron Cross.
Hmm.
And anyways, the premise of that movie is he has a psychic connection to a girl who is connected to the puppet master. Let's get into the story of André Toulon. So we begin in ancient Egypt, 1902 in Cairo. We see a sorcerer, Afzal. He steals a scroll that has the secret for bringing life back to the dead, right?
Okay.
He steals it from this Egyptian god, Sutek. Sutek, he sends his followers after Afzal to try and kill him. There's a really cheesy, choreographed special effects scene where he steals the life from these followers, and he gets away with this spell. So Sutek, being a Egyptian god, he brings life back to some mummies.
Okay.
Who,
As you do normally.
Yeah,
I've done that. Yeah.
And he brings them back to life, and they are sent to hunt down Afzal and get this scroll back, right? We jump over to Paris, France, and we meet André Toulon, the puppet master. He is the leader of a he's the front man for this puppet show. They do a little bit of magic, and they are performing for a crowd of I guess you'd call them nobility. They're rich people, right? We're 1900s France.
Okay. There's
the rich people and the poor people, and there's a little poor.
Oh, it's cool. It's kind of like now.
yeah. And we got there's this homeless boy sitting out front, begging for change, and while he's begging for change, he's coughing. Outside of the show, we see Afzal running, and these the three mummies that were sent to chase him down. They hire 2 street thugs to catch Afzal, and they catch him, and they almost beat him to death. But one of the girls that was in the crowd watching the puppet show, she comes out, and she sees this, and she calls for help, and André Toulon comes out, saves the day. Now, mind you, we've almost had a murder here. This is the only Puppet Master movie that is PG-13.
Okay.
So this is one you could actually watch with your kids. So the woman that called for help, her name's Ilsa. She's also very important. And we'll get back to her.
Hey, this guy's name is John. We'll talk about him in 10 minutes. All right, this is Elsa. We're going to talk about her in about a half hour.
Trust me. This is how these Puppet Master movies work.
You're introducing a character and you're like, we'll get back to her.
This is how these fucking Puppet Master movies work.
I'm picturing the movie where it's like, it just talks about this one character, and then just like 10 years later, like it just talks, hey, this person still exists.
No, it's not that long of a gap, right? So, anyways, Andre, he brings Afzal inside. He helps him recover from his wounds, and I guess as a way of saying thank you, he passes the secret of animation to Andre. He shows him that he can use this to bring his puppets to life. He doesn't actually. So when Afzal does the seat, he kind of animates them, but he doesn't give them full life. He just shows them that they can move around on their own, and then they go back to being puppets.
Right.
Then Toulon, he goes outside and he notices our little friend, the poor boy that was begging outside. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He died from the sick.
Yeah.
So Toulon takes him inside, and with the help of Afzal, they transfer his soul into one of the puppets.
Some things are better off dead.
So we meet our first live puppet,
Okay.
Pinhead. He's a puppet with a tiny head, Pinhead, but he's got massive arms. He's like a big.
If you fucking dare bring me back to life as a tiny puppet, a tiny headed puppet with huge arms, I will beat you.
All right, so now we have Pinhead, and so we've got the soul of a young boy trapped in this puppet with the tiny head and the big arms.
Sounds terrible.
Hey,
Sounds terrible.
oh,
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into the boy's soul.
yeah, you do.
You gotta pay the puppet toll.
The next day, our mummy friends show up, and they're there. Why else? To kill Afzal.
As you
But
do.
They are confronted by the rest of the puppet troupe, right? And they try and stop these mummies. So they get killed. Then Afzal, seeing that he's got no other way to go, ends up he decides he's just gonna kill himself. So he uses magic and literally goes, and he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, not great special effects, not great choreography, but fun.
And that's what we're here for.
It is. Of course, with everyone else being dead, who was not there at the time, but André Toulon. He comes back and finds all of his puppeteer friends and Afzal dead. So what does he do? He puts their souls in the puppets.
Of course.
So this is where we get introduced to the rest of our puppets. We have 6 Shooter. There's a puppet with 6 arms,
Okay.
but he also has guns.
Okay.
We got Blade, a puppet. He's got knives for hands. Drill Sergeant. He's a puppet and he has a drill on the top of his head. And Dr. Death. He is a skeleton puppet doctor.
Okay.
Pretty self-explanatory, right?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
And Cyclops, one-eyed soldier puppet.
Okay.
So he literally he looks like a Cyclops, like you would see in a ancient Greek fairy tale. I guess would you call that a fairy tale myth? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once he transfers these souls into the puppets, the mummies get alerted that the magic is still in the world of the living.
Right, because
They thought
something's
that
happening again.
they thought they killed Afzal and
Right.
got rid of the magic. Then
Mhm.
he uses the magic to bring the puppets to life.
Yeah.
They realize that it's still there.
Oh shit, bitch, we didn't do our job.
Yeah. So they turn around and come back to the theater. They try to kill Toulon, but before they get there, Blade, the puppet, starts giving him a tattoo of protection with his knives. He's just stabbing him with this.
That's how I got this one right here.
He stabs a tattoo into him with a protection sigil.
Shout out, not cool, never was. Thanks for stabbing me, bro.
And that prevents the mummies from killing him with their magic. So then we have a fight where the mummies get defeated by the puppets dropping a chandelier on them.
Okay, that works.
So Toulon, he grabs his puppets and he takes off, and Sutek, he brings the mummies back again. So while they're here, the mummies, they find a picture of Ilsa. See, I told you she'd come back. They find a picture of Ilsa
10 years later.
No, this is literally like the next day. They find a picture of Ilsa in Toulon's things, and they somehow, from seeing a picture of her, manage to find where she is, kidnap her, and I guess they take her to a train. It never really, they
So it's
never
like
really
a-
explain. But one
It's
of
like
the mummies
Born
sends.
supremacy.
I guess. One of the mummies has the bright idea that, oh, we'll get him. We'll send out dreams. And they send out a dream. And somehow Toulon knows that dream, all he sees in the dream is Elsa. And he knows exactly what train she's on and where he needs to go.
So it's like the Born Supremacy.
So we so Toulon, he gets on this train, he finds the mummies, he finds Elsa, and once again, with the help of the puppets, they murder the mummies and save the day. It's really funny to watch the fight scenes in this movie though, because they're
bet.
Because it's a PG-13 movie, there's no blood.
Mhm.
So when they're stabbing these mummies, they're just like this puppet. He's got a knife and he's just going, ch, 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 and all you see is dust flying out of the wound. Now we're doing Puppet Master 3,
Okay.
and we're going to Berlin, 1941, and this is where the Nazis come in.
Okay. So we're
We're jumping ahead. Like, yeah, there's a huge gap of time there that we just never see what happens.
Cool. I mean, yeah. Life's crazy like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we go to Berlin, 1941, and we see André Toulon performing puppet shows for children.
Okay.
And it's pretty funny actually. He's got a Hitler puppet, and he's got a newer. So all the puppets in this movie are now the updated versions of the puppets, which is the puppets that are in all of the rest of the Puppet Master movies. Puppet
Okay.
Master Retro, from what I heard, it was actually just, they literally made a movie to sell a new line of Puppet Master toys, which was why they made it a PG-13 movie.
Ah, okay.
Because they made retro Puppet Master toys, which were like, they looked like they were just carved out of wood.
So
whereas-
it was another money grab.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Which is why, yeah. It's a fun movie. It's kind of a cool little origin story, I guess you'd call it.
Okay.
Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention. You've seen The Room, right? Like-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tommy Wiseau's friend, Mark.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. He plays André Toulon in Puppet Master Retro.
Oh, okay.
It's really funny to watch him do a French accent through the whole
Mhm.
movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Little
Wow.
trivia for you there.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what else.
Wow.
What else do you say to that?
I don't know, but it's fun.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Just goes to show where his acting career went after The Room. So, anyways, we've got the puppet show with the Hitler puppet being shot at by six shooter, the puppet with the 6 arms. He now looks like a cowboy, and he's got 6 arms with guns. It's pretty cool.
Okay. That's an update.
Yeah. Also, Puppet Master 3 is probably my favorite movie in the series.
Okay.
I think it has probably the highest production value of any of them. All of the puppets are done using like stop motion animation.
Okay, that's cool.
So it looks, you can tell that they put a lot of effort and heart and soul into this movie. In the crowd of the puppet show, there's a Nazi spy who's taking pictures while this puppet show is going on, and after the show, he confronts Toulon about the content of his puppet show and says that the Fuhrer is not going to be very happy about this.
Right.
And he basically gets told to fuck off. So So he sneaks around outside and manages to get some pictures of Toulon injecting his puppets with a secret serum. So at some point in the 40 years between the two movies, I guess the magic doesn't work anymore, and now he has to keep them alive using a magical secret serum.
That's what I was gonna say. It's no longer this
magical. It's no longer this magical spell. Now
it's like Reanimator.
Exactly.
It's
it looks
weird.
exactly like it's a neon green serum that he's.
That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Yeah. It's exactly that.
Interesting. Now, does that appear in the other films or just in this one?
Actually, yeah, I think the only one that had. No, I can't say that. It jumps back and forth between the serum and the magic.
Interesting.
Once again, the timeline's very hard to keep track of.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, he gets the Nazi spy. He gets these pictures and he takes them back to his superior.
Right. The pictures of them injecting the serum.
Yes. Well as the pictures of the puppet show.
Right.
And
which is bad enough.
His commanding officer, Major Krause, tells him to shut down the puppet show, and then he shows him.
Is this Chris Krause?
Nice. No, he's Major Krause.
Oh, spicy.
Anyways, Major Krause tells him they need to shut down this puppet show, but also they're trying to create the super soldier or an army of Nazi zombies to use as human shields in the war effort.
Nazis.
So they have this Dr. Hess, who they're trying to work on a reanimation formula to make these Nazi zombie super soldiers.
Okay. Nazis and bad, okay?
Yes, Nazis bad. Yes. So they see these pictures. They decide, we're going to go get this stuff from this André Toulon guy. They show up at his puppet show, and his wife, Elsa, from the Puppet Master Retro, they're now married, right?
Oh, okay.
Told you she'd come back again.
Okay. 10 years
she's
later.
Dead now.
What?
She's dead now.
Oh.
They shoot her. The Nazis shoot her.
She's a very important plot point. I told you we'd talk about her again. So they capped her ass.
She's not out yet, though. You can't count her out yet.
I guess that's right. It's Michael Myers.
So anyways, the Nazis kill Elsa.
Okay.
Toulon manages to get away with the help of a couple of his puppets.
This fucking bitch always running.
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
never around.
He knows when to fold them. Sorry, I got this wrong. He does get captured by the Nazis. Elsa dies. He gets captured by the Nazis.
Okay, that's a little different. This guy, he's not always avoiding capture.
No, he doesn't get captured by the Nazis, but he's only there for a little bit, and then his puppets help him escape.
Oh, okay, so he's still getting out of it.
So after he escapes, he manages to go back. He gets Elsa's body, and he uses his formula to put her soul into another puppet.
Okay.
Yeah, he made her a puppet.
So he's not using magic at all anymore.
No, not as far as I know.
So how does he use his formula to make her into a puppet?
Maybe he does use the magic to do. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm grilling you, but I'm confused.
Yes. Welcome to Puppet Master.
To Puppet Master. I'm glad we were about to say the same thing.
Okay.
Don't think about it too much.
No, to watch the Puppet Master movies, you really just have to shut off your brain and just go with the flow. They're fun movies to watch, but you can't think about it too hard.
Okay.
Hence
Noted.
why I gave up on the latter half of this script when I was gonna do the movies where it's puppets versus Nazis. Toulon manages to get back to his theater, which has been burned down by the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
He finds Ilsa. He brings her back as a puppet that pukes leeches.
Right. Okay.
Yep. And we also have another new puppet,
Okay.
Jester.
Who?
Jester,
Okay.
like a court jester. His
Okay.
face spins around to convey emotions.
Okay.
After Toulon finds his dead wife, he puts her soul into a puppet.
Okay. Usually the quick response.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then he decides to start planning his revenge on the Nazis.
Okay. So does he have the power to turn like any dead person into any specific puppet? Or when he turns them into a puppet, does it just it is what it is, or is it like he decides what the character can do, what the puppet can do?
I think it is what it is.
Okay, because if you have the power to turn your wife into anything and you turn her into a leech woman that vomits leeches, you're a huge asshole.
You know what I think would be a cool puppet power?
Okay, what would that be?
Is like the power to control people with strings, so the puppet becomes the puppet master.
Give your wife that power.
Cool.
Give your wife that power.
And
That would be
ironic.
sick.
Toulon, he's planning revenge against the Nazis now.
Fuck Nazis.
Fuck the Nazis. That's right. And they do. Well, they don't fuck the Nazis, but they do hunt down the Nazis that were responsible for killing Elsa, and they murder those motherfuckers.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Avenge the vomiting leech woman.
They do. They definitely do. And then they meet Peter Hertz and his father, who were shown earlier in the movie at the puppet show at the beginning. They are hiding out from the Nazis, right? And so Toulon decides that he's gonna help them out, help them hide from the Nazis, and also maybe get them to help him
Make
get
his
rid of
wife
these Nazis, right?
Make his wife stop vomiting leeches.
So, while they were taking out these Nazis, 6-shooter ends up losing one of his arms. So now he's only 5-shooter.
Oh no! As
So-
a good friend of mine would say, he's got 5 left. He'll get that joke. You won't. It's just for you, Mark.
Well, Peter, he's gonna make sure that he's still got 6 left. He volunteers to go back to the theater to try
Okay.
and find a replacement arm for 6-shooter,
Okay.
so he can have his 6. So he can keep his name, right?
Okay.
He doesn't want to have to change to 5-shooter. It's a big thing to have to change your name just because you got your arm shot off.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
But-
one shooter doesn't. It just doesn't work for me.
P-shooter.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Urine.
So
Trouble.
Peter he heads back to the theater, finds the arm, and he gets captured by Dr. Hess,
Oh no.
the Nazi doctor who was trying to create the zombies.
Fucking Nazis.
And he makes Peter take him to where Toulon's hiding. But guess what? He decides he wants to be one of the good guys. He's decided he's going to join Toulon to
Okay.
take out the to take out the Nazis
Okay.
because he doesn't like what they're doing.
He had a change of heart.
But then the Nazis show up and they kill him.
Oh, instant. All right. well.
And also Peter's father, because Peter's father sold them out.
Hmm. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, he Peter's father sold them out, thinking that he would get a pardon for his family. Yeah, no, the Nazis just shoot him
As Nazis do.
as Nazis.
As
Yeah.
Nazis do.
So
Pricks.
luckily, Toulon and Peter, they manage to escape with the puppets yet again. They sneak into Krause's office while he's not paying attention,
Okay.
and they brutally murder him.
No.
I don't want to give too much away, but it's pretty brutal.
I like that.
Yeah. So then after they've murdered this Nazi commander, Toulon assumes his identity.
Okay.
They get on the train and they escape to Geneva. There,
Is it a good idea to take the identity of a Nazi?
I mean, this is
Maybe to get out,
yeah.
but not to get in to Geneva.
No, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it was just to
To
escape
get out? Okay.
Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
yeah. Anyway, so they get to Geneva. Toulon reunites Peter with some relatives that are in Geneva, and then Toulon goes to America, to California, and he rents a room at the Bodega Bay Inn. Do you remember the Bodega Bay Inn?
I sure do.
There's a lot of puppet murder there,
The
eh?
Hotel California.
Yeah. So at the beginning of Puppet Master 1, it says 1942. And we have André Toulon in the Bodega Bay Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And he blows his brains out.
Kapow.
Yeah.
That's the
So-
sound of brain matter hitting the wall.
However, in
It's gentle.
Puppet Master 2, we see a little bit more than that. So, André Toulon, he's in his room in the Bodega Bay Inn, and the Nazis have tracked him down. So, before the Nazis can find his room, he takes his chest of puppets and hides them in a hidden compartment in the wall,
Okay.
and then he blows his brains out.
Okay.
So, you think that's where the André Toulon story ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how at the beginning I said characters can't decide whether they're good guys or bad guys,
Right.
and we have Puppet Master 1 where the puppets are murdering psychics, and Puppet Master 2.
Is André Toulon actually Jared from Subway?
Puppets fight Nazis.
Right.
Then somehow they end up at the Bodega Bay Inn. At the beginning of Puppet Master 2, the puppets are digging up a grave.
Okay. Puppets are digging up the grave.
Yep.
Okay.
They're digging up the grave of André Toulon.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And they find some of his serum and they pour it into the grave. And then we get zombie André
Oh
Toulon.
my god. It's like
Or I guess it's not really zombie. He's more like reanimated.
yeah.
So the entire movie, it looks like the Invisible Man. He's completely wrapped in bandages.
Okay.
So
I'm
so the
confused
premise-
because I'm confused
Okay.
because when the puppets were reanimated, were
Uh-huh.
they not reanimated as puppets?
Yeah,
So why is he reanimated as a person? Because
I
it's
don't know.
I'm okay. Here's my assumption.
Yeah.
When he reanimated the puppets, he used magic.
Yeah.
In order to sustain the puppets, he used a serum. Here's
Okay,
me.
yeah,
Here's
yeah,
me
yeah.
logically trying to
Yeah.
figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever gonna watch this because my brain would explode. But when the puppets reanimated him,
Uh-huh.
they didn't use magic. They just used the serum,
Yes.
which means that he wasn't reanimated as a puppet. But
Yeah,
how-
yeah, I think I did tracks. It tracks.
The only issue is how was Asfal?
Afsel.
How was Afsal able, like the original reanimation spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's the only glitch is that this guy is only able to bring people back as puppets, or maybe he's just fucked up and he just wants to bring people back as puppets. I didn't really like my wife, so I brought her back as a leech puking puppet.
Right. So the puppets They pour the serum into his grave, and he comes back as reanimated André Toulon. And like I said, he spends the entire movie wrapped in bandages. The premise of the movie, like I said, it's paranormal investigators at the Bodega Bay Inn.
This kind of reminds me of Resurrection.
Which
Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, okay.
When they have Dangertainment.
So we've got this group of paranormal investigators, right? And they're trying to figure out, I think at one point, one of the puppets tries to murder them in their sleep, and they capture it.
As you do.
So they're trying to figure out what is keeping these puppets, or what is making these puppets move. And André Toulon, he's this mysterious figure that's at the hotel, but they don't know anything about him. And eventually he ends up transferring from his rotting, decrepit corpse of a body into he transfers himself into a human-sized ventriloquist-looking puppet.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I kind of want to show you a picture.
Never gonna be able to sleep.
I'm gonna put a picture right here of what he looks like. And I believe this is the one where Leech Woman gets murdered. She gets tossed into a fire bin.
Oh, okay.
And so
the leeches couldn't save her.
So Toulon builds a doll of her as well. A life-sized puppet of her as well.
A life-size leech vomiting.
But one of the paranormal investigators, he believes that she is the soul of Elsa, and he's trying to put her soul into this. Yeah, so André Toulon, he's no longer a Nazi fighting good guy. He's a crazy
ghost,
psycho ghost trying to steal your soul puppet master. Okay, here's a question for you.
Okay.
After hearing about Puppet Master, do you have any interest in watching it at all?
Honestly, no. Honestly,
you sound like
no.
Jesse. He's like, I don't want to fucking watch this shit. It's terrible.
Yeah, honestly, no.
I did a terrible job of selling it.
It's not that you did a terrible job of selling it. It's none of this appeals to me. Like, none of this. Here's what I would watch.
See, but this is only 2 of the movies. There's 14 fucking movies.
I feel like none of them would be any better. I feel like if I would watch anything, it would be these 2. You know what I mean? Like a Nazi hunting kind of puppet.
Well, that's what I mean. There's the 3 other ones that are just the puppets versus the Nazis.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm probably never gonna do it.
Oh, I should tell you, there in one of the movies, the drill sergeant puppet, he kills a man by drilling into his asshole.
I'd watch that. It's like the Driller Killer, but through the butthole.